I saw this the other day, and this is 3 weeks old, but Ballistic High-Speed put out a video a couple weeks ago, about, I guess it's ballistic glass that quote unquote fights back for you. I'm very curious what this is. It seems very interesting. So, what do you say we take a look and see what this is all about? Finish on some ballistic science, shall we? Let's do it.
Oh, give me all your money, give me all your money, give me all your money.
Fuck!
Over the course of this channel, we have shot plenty of different types of armor, from metal to ballistic glass to ceramic.
Normally when you think of armor, you're thinking of a defensive product, and this was brought to us as the glass that fights back.
It's kind of reactive armor, right?
Reactive armor, yeah.
We've got some ballistic head busts from Chris at Ballistic Dummy Lab. Thanks again, Chris.
Love you.
So we're gonna test it basically up to there and maybe throw some like fat slugs at it or something. Yeah, welcome back to Ballistic High-Speed.
We saw when they made that one. That was awesome.
We've done a lot of glass, and it tends to be super thick like this, especially these rifle-rated ones.
So they've got what they call their strike face, which is composed of the glass layers, and that's got that kind of greenish hue.
Okay, so that's this.
That's what'll get you in the face if you're not careful. And then the other side is special composition of polycarbonate, and then, you know, there are bonding layers in between all that stuff.
We're gonna kick it off with a 9mm first.
I think it'll be cool to see how fast this glass is ejecting. Mostly when we get to the rifle rounds, based on that velocity, I think will tell us if that would actually be lethal. Let's see what a 9mm does to this.
Alrighty, High-Speed ready?
Yep. Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
So cool.
And more of that jacket shredded than
Man, look at the shards from the rounds.
Yeah, it threw it
Look
out.
at that. That's cool.
I don't think it made it to the polycarbonate. I think it stopped at the front surface, like the glass broke all of it up.
Okay.
And they call it ballistic shock. I think that doesn't happen until you start breaching the polycarbonate. So 9mm, I just don't think reaches that thresh level yet.
Okay.
I feel like this product is gonna act like normal ballistic glass until you start to really challenge it. Then it's like, all right, I've had enough.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's what we'll see with a 5.56 round.
All right.
What's interesting about that is we've seen shots to ballistic glass before, like when Scott's done it. I'm trying to remember if we've seen the round explode and fragment like this before, or if the round basically just buried itself into the ballistic glass. I'm trying to remember. I don't recall if you know how the rounds responded after striking in previous Scott videos. And you know, he may not have gotten a camera close enough to see what happens with it either. So I can't remember.
Round.
All right, stepping it up. 223 versus the glass. Oh, a lot more.
Damn. I felt pieces over here.
Yeah.
All right, good old 60,000 frames. Oh, dude.
Shit.
Oh, we get first pane propagation and then shortly behind it, the second ray.
Oh, how cool is that?
Look how fast that's
Look
moving.
at that eruption.
That's screaming.
And that's all glass fragments being ejected at force from this back towards the attacker. Shit. And you saw how far back they were standing, and they were getting glass shards all the way back there. So it feels like this is like the glass that fights back is effective if you are at close range. Like if you're as far back as them, you might get dusted with some glass particles, but it's not like it's gonna really affect you. But if you're like, you know, say you've got one of these on a car window. Okay, let's go on the example that a car window is replaced by one of these pieces of glass, and you have basically a carjacker that tries, or someone that tries to basically shoot you through your window to try and, you know, steal your car or to assassinate you, whatever, and they shoot this, they'll be close enough that this return would actually probably impact them pretty strongly and might actually get them to go like, oh, what the fuck, and, you know, and back off perhaps.
That went way further than the end of the
Look,
table.
it's still going.
Yeah.
And it's not like an arc,
Good
like it's
question
falling,
if
it's
it's
a
at an
jet.
angle.
Wow, that's way more than any other
Wowzer.
glass I've ever seen.
Some of those are pretty big. That's a pretty good deterrent, I would say. So look how level that is.
Jesus, look at the reach.
Imagine this on its side. It's a literal
Look at the
geyser
reach
of
of that.
glass.
That one shook the polycarbonate.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Oh, it did. That's that trampoline effect. So let's do a quick estimate here.
When dealing with a 3,200 feet per second 5.56 round, the ballistic glass immediately delivers supersonic pieces of shrapnel directly back at the shooter, reaching up to 1,700 feet per second,
Holy
effectively
shit.
a small load of birdshot. It's then immediately followed by the main event, Ballista Shock, a thick jet of powderized glass mixed with jagged chunks and fragments of bullet. This geyser could sit right alongside a .45 bullet in flight as it approaches 850 feet per second. That's 580 miles per hour or 933
Holy
kilometers
shit.
per hour for our metric friends. But the effect doesn't stop there. Over the following milliseconds, larger and heavier chunks of glass continue to eject at speeds comparable to airsoft pellets, ranging from 250 to 350 feet per second. All of this happening faster than human reaction time and undoubtedly making the shooter question their choices. So I think it's now time to
Yes.
see if we can get some of this to impact a human analog.
Let's just say you've got
But one thing to keep in mind, they were only able to achieve this. They were only able to achieve this level with a 5.56. If you shoot it with a 9mm or a 45, you're not going to get this level of reaction from it. So that's something to take note. Like 9mm to 45 handgun calibers, it basically just functions like ballistic glass. It's only when you get the higher, faster calibers that we're gonna see the glass actually fighting back for you. So, like, I could see this being kind of effective on military vehicles. Or sorry, yeah, 223. I don't know why I said 5.56. I default to 5.56 over 223. I always default to military versus civilian. But I could see this being like really useful on, say, like military vehicles, replacing the glass on military vehicles with this kind of glass. That to be effective. Like if you get an insurgent that tries to run up on a squad and starts shooting, and they're basically getting all this glass flying back at them, that could be effective.
this rapscallion running up in your place of business. So here's the scenario. This fine young gentleman,
It looks so stupid.
this robbery is taking place in the United States of America, so he's got a 5.56. He's coming, he's like, oh, give me all your money, give me all your money, give me all your money. And then you say,
No.
and then he shoots, and then we're gonna see.
This is hilarious.
He'd be stupid to do it from there, but he's stupid enough to try to rob a bank. So we get to look at two different things. So we'll still get to see what would happen to.
That's the concept you just said. Have this being the glass protecting bank tellers. Ooh, that is an interesting concept. Okay, I didn't think about that. Yeah, banks, government lobbies. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Bare flesh, because obviously he would have a shirt on. And then we also get to kind of see like what it's gonna do to fabric. Is it
Thanks,
gonna shred it? Is it gonna?
Gramps.
All right, as close to his ear as you can without hitting it.
Alrighty, we're gonna go past his left ear, see what that blast would do to him.
Here we go.
Ooh, I snuck that thing right past him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a rough day. Yeah.
Oh, it removed his eye.
I think I see
yeah.
something. Oh, it looks like he got through him right near at the orbital. Ooh, that's torn flesh. Oh, that is definitely a bad fucking day. Yeah, and he'll be breathing all that glass in, to be sure. Because the first thing will happen after he puts a shot, like, it says like faster than a human can react, but he's going to be breathing at the time. He's probably going to be yelling. And when he shoots, and like the minute his mind catches something, he's going to gasp and inhale. And when that happens, all that glass he's gonna inhale all that glass right down his throat and into his lungs. Oh boy, that would be very effective. His lungs would be torn the fuck. His lungs, his mouth, his throat, his lungs all would get torn the fuck up. Oh yeah, that would be very effective. And Gramps, holy shit, thank you for all those gifteds. Thank you for like the 3 or 4 gifteds you just gave out. Thank you so much.
He's done robbing for a while. Oh, it's like in him.
It removed flesh. And there's copper jacket in his face.
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It just gets
okay.
worse.
Holy!
Just fills.
It literally, the blast, the wave of fragmented glass literally pulled the eye hole aside to make a bigger target for the glass following behind to basically bury itself in his eye. I don't also take out his ear, but his eyeball is probably exploded. All that glass impacting his eye at force, it might have actually ruptured his eyeball. Holy crap! Yeah, his eye is done.
Fills his eye socket.
Yeah,
That
here
eye
comes
is
some of the
gone.
larger stuff.
Some of it's bouncing off, some of it's sticking in his flesh.
That's gonna be a bad day.
I mean, think about it. That
gonna be
bone
hard
right
to do
there
a
is
direct
that
hit without
heart
actually
right
hitting him.
there. It's going inside the socket.
The only, the one way that they could do a direct hit, I don't know if they're gonna do this. The one way that they could do this is to basically set up a lead sled with the rifle, have the ballistics dummy bust, like sit there with like cheek to stock or something like in a firing position, and then remotely fire it, and then you might actually see like a direct frontal return impact. I don't know if they're going to do that. Like theoretically they could, but potentially speaking, that would damage the weapon. I don't know if the weapon would be usable after receiving that kind of kickback off of the glass, because you have all those fine fragments, and cleaning all of those fine glass fragments so you're not cutting up your hand by handling the weapon, unless they like covered it with like a burlap sack or something. That might be like, there may be a way to do it. It would be really challenging to like all the logistics to make sure that your weapon is still usable, that you can have it positioned right. It's difficult, not impossible, but we'll see if they do something like that.
Socket.
Yep. I would say it fights back. Yeah, that's.
All those little holes is pieces of
glass
glass
that
that went
fights
look real
back.
close
Oh, I
on
didn't
his
see
eye.
any of this from over there.
Yeah, his eye is full of glass, and it removed part of his eyebrow and his skin. I mean, look how much is missing.
And he's
him,
breathing
and it's
that.
Still,
Yeah.
So just imagining if all of this hit him, whether it was the face or the chest or the neck.
People don't usually carjack with a rifle. In this day and age in America, yeah, they do. They might work a 12 gauge, but they also plenty of criminals these days are rolling around with either ARs or AKs. They are. It's in America right now. Yeah, like and yeah, most crime is done with handguns. Again, this is not. I think that the focus is not for carjacking on this case. I think they're like, they were right when they said like for Bex. Like this would probably be installed on in banks or in government buildings. And chances are a bank or a government building, they are probably going to facilitate the robbery with a rifle over a handgun, or they might have a mix of rifle and handguns, maybe shotgun. So I think that's kind of where their focus is. And honestly, like if it's a handgun, well, it just stops it. It won't kick back. I am curious what the effect of a shotgun would be. I don't know if they're going to do a shotgun or not, but it would be interesting.
I mean, if this hit the neck, this is taking flesh off because the neck skin is so it's
This
thin.
is glass.
Damn. 308? Maybe let's try a 308 with no dummy.
Yeah.
Just to see what's
See what
happening.
happens.
For those of you that enjoy supporting our channel to help us do more cool videos like this, we have more merch that is available right now. From the fun that we had in that grenade episode, we have the spicy pineapple grenade. So we've got that in t-shirts in various colors, as well as tank tops, and a nice cool vinyl sticker. You can put that on your Pelican cases.
At least with the 223, I don't think that the glass is ejecting with enough force to actually penetrate the skin to hit an artery. It might be possible, sure. Based on what the damage we saw from the ballistics head, I don't think there's enough force behind the ejected glass or even the fragmentation that's also kicking back to actually penetrate deep enough to strike an artery. I legit don't think there's gonna be enough for that.
Is if you've got gun cases or camera cases, put it on your laptop, put it wherever you want. So if you want to pick one of those up, head over to Bunker Branding, link in the
Just
description.
don't forget
Back
these
to the video.
ballistic shell
This
dummies
is a good
also
point to
bleed
remind
if
you
hit
that
an
this
artery.
product is rated to UL level 7, which means a .308 caliber is purely experimental, with no expectations.
That was noticeably more ballista shock.
And that's why we put shields in front of us. That definitely made it all the way back to here.
By nearly doubling
Holy
the kinetic energy on impact with the .308 round, the immediate shrapnel explodes out of the surface at over 1,800 feet per second, some cutting clean
God.
through the table and others heading back toward the shooter. The main ballista shock jet has now reached over 900 feet per second, with plenty of larger chunks traveling just behind over 300 feet per second. If Adam wasn't behind ballistic
Holy
shields and
shit.
face coverings, this would be a bad time to shoot at any distance
Was there? Hang on. Was there an impact flash? Hang on.
second, with plenty of larger chunks traveling
Oh boy, I'm good at my pausing. Yeah, we did get the friction contact flash. Yes, we did. Which not unexpected, but that's awesome.
just behind over 300 feet per second. If Adam wasn't behind ballistic shields and face coverings, this would be a bad time to shoot at any distance under 50 feet.
So it basically looks like the 5.56 impact just scaled up.
Yeah.
It's having no problem holding it in. Is it bulged at all?
No.
It looks super flat on camera.
Oh,
no.
ta-da!
Oh,
You should be wearing gloves, my
How
guy.
far in the polycarbonate do you think?
Let me grab that broom. Huh.
Yeah, not much at all. Wow. This stuff's strong.
Yeah.
Holy
Alrighty.
hell.
So Rufus had a 5.56 and a ski mask. This here's Doofus. Doofus brought a 308
And no mask.
and no mask. All right, Doofus. What happened to you?
Oh, it's in his mouth. And his
Ooh, and his nose. Look, it took off flesh on his nose, and I think I'm seeing it here in his mouth, and it's got to be in his eyes. Ooh, shit.
and his neck.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Oh,
big piece
God,
of
that
jacket
got in
embedded in
there.
him.
Yeah.
That one
Holy
hurt.
shit.
Up there on his shoulder. His whole
That
face
would
is eaten
fucking
up.
hurt.
Oh, that's a jacket. That's touching
Yeah.
his bone in there. Yeah, he got chewed up pretty good.
All
Holy
this stuff
shit.
could potentially hit main arteries.
Your carotids aren't deep in there. They're right there.
It's the only thing the dummies don't show
Yeah,
is
this one, the impacts of them look like they got in deep enough that now we actually do have a threat to the artery. The 223, it looks like the penetration level wasn't that bad, but the 308 is causing a reactive force so strong that your arteries actually now are in danger of being punctured or even severed. Holy shit! Especially you saw the jacket that hit him in the cheek. Actually, is touching bone. If this is just the glass. Imagine if one of the jackets went zip. That legit could puncture into the carotid artery and sever it. It could.
main arteries.
Your carotids aren't deep in there. They're right there.
It's the only thing the dummies don't show is how much you'd be bleeding from the skin.
Right, yeah.
Not
Until you
these
get
dummies.
in and hit a blood pack, but
Right.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I thought I got a little close. Oh, you can just see the shadow
Oh,
coming.
the ripples.
God.
Oh,
those
what
impacts.
was that?
It's so much worse. Oh.
God. One of those went right into the nose.
Yep.
And then in the neck.
He's gonna have so much of that in his mouth.
Yeah. I was gonna say, look at how much
And
is
then in the
going
neck.
into his mouth. And he's 100% eating and breathing all of that. He's 100% going, oh, and all of it's going, yeah, this would be lethal. This would absolutely, it's gonna go into his mouth, the glass is gonna tear up his mouth, it's gonna go down his throat, he's gonna breathe it in, so it's gonna go into his lungs. Yeah, this would kill him. This would 100%, you'd have internal bleeding. And honestly, if a sharp enough glass shard gets into it, you get a collapsed lung. 100%. This could potentially, well, no, sorry, not a collapsed lung, but this could absolutely lacerate your lung. It could cause the lung to fill up with fluid or blood, and it could potentially cause you to essentially drown in your own blood. Holy shit.
He's gonna have so much of that in his mouth.
Did that one hit him? That is the
Oh,
one
that
hit
is,
him right
yeah.
in the face.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stop whatever he was just doing.
I think he might die.
This is like the bug assault gun on steroids. That's exactly what this is.
Another very likely scenario in a robbery
here's the
type deal
shotguns.
would be shotguns. We have double aught
There you
buck,
go, you
then we
asked.
also are just gonna have a slug. Just kind of want to see what happens when there's multiple impacts about the same time. So we should see double aught buck.
Oh my goodness.
I see that slow-mo.
Are some of those stuck in it? Wow. That's good.
Not as much of a cone.
That's a
So
lot
it's
of
spread
glass.
out.
It's a lot of glass, yeah.
It's a lot of glass, but the level of projection is reduced because all that shot hitting simultaneously created a wider surface area. I think the principle behind this is that it's the reactive requires a single point, which causes basically you're looking at a pressure release. You notice the projection was not as good. So when all of these pellets struck the glass, you had a wide surface area that was distributing the overall pressure being applied to the glass, and therefore you were not seeing the kickback from it. Whereas with the single rounds, it's a single fine point, so all of the pressure is contained in that singular fine point, and because it could make it through, the pressure had to go somewhere, and so it basically rebounded back out, and which has resulted in that cone of glass. So this looks like it's just simply physics doing its thing with distribution of pressure waves. And you're right, the slug is going to be very interesting to see because, again, it is a singular point, and that slug is going to be hitting really fucking hard. I'm really curious how that's going to happen, or what's going to happen with that. Yeah, because you notice
that's
the
such
wider
a thick
patterns.
cloud coming back too. So
The
shotgun
wider
in,
pattern of
shotgun
the
out,
glass.
basically.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, literally.
Shotgun in, shotgun out.
It matches the threat level.
I mean, you're still in for a bad time if you're close. But you notice the jet cone of glass. Normally, all of this glass on the 223 and the 308 would have geysered out, and here just kind of goes out a little bit and then waterfalls.
You hit every single pellet on there. Less delamination. Doesn't care at all.
Wow. All right. 12 gauge slug.
This is gonna be interesting.
Ballistic glass. Here we go. Ah,
Oh, yeah,
damn.
that's a good one. That
Again,
looked good.
being rated at UL7 means a 12 gauge slug should not be on anyone's list of expectations for this product. And yet somehow, the polycarbonate is still holding strong.
Jeez.
Yeah, polycarbonate does not care.
No.
Nope.
Look at that shockwave. We get Mach cone and shockwave.
Yep.
Oh, look at that cutting through the glass in the
Oh,
air.
yeah.
This is
The
the same
body.
artifact that I could not explain, but we get the impact in the center and the edge starts cracking before it gets to,
Oh.
it cracks out in.
Inch.
Did you guys see that? Hold up.
Before.
Watch, I'll step it. There's the impact. Look at the outer edge here. Look at this right here. Look, now the outer edge is cracked. Before the threads actually reach the edge has cracked. And and it happens on both sides. I'm wondering if it's energy, like if it's the pressure wave energy transference going through the glass, because it is glass. Glass is good. It is a poor conductor of electricity, but it's a good conductor of like pressure. And I'm wondering if the pressure wave preceded the damage and resulted in the crack. Yeah, or like resonance. Yeah, what resonance due to the pressure wave? I'm wondering if because don't forget, we've seen it like bounces. Maybe that's it, because we've seen the glass like trampolines off of the polycarbonate. So what if the impact caused the trampoline effect, and it was such an extensive amount of force through that it impacted the edges and caused the cracking before the outer ring of cracks could reach it. Maybe that's a possibility. Or the impact pressure wave went through the glass and resulted in the cracks, because, you know, the edges of the glass are going to be the more fragile points of the glass. Who knows? I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm flat out guessing here as to why this could be happening.
Gets to it cracks out in.
Interesting.
Both sides, and probably the top and bottom, but it's clipped on this shot.
It's not coning as much, but we're definitely getting more projection.
That's a wizard sorting hat.
Why would it do that?
Why would it do that? All right, as you can see by the phantom placement, we are now going to be looking through the back of the glass to hopefully see what's happening to the bullet. And we're gonna go back to a 308.
308.
150,000 frames a second.
150. You
Hey,
said the
boy.
most you've done yet is 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at the ripple effect on that. Stay now. You can see the wave. You can literally see the pressure wave. Look at that. That's like the pressure wave expanding out around it. Look at that. That's amazing.
So the question I have, and probably a lot of our viewers are having, is does this only work perpendicular?
Right.
If we were to have like an off angle,
You asked
is it
the
like
question.
a reflection?
I'm just imagining the bank teller just trying to stay perpendicular. We got Rufus and Doofus. They still haven't learned a whole lot.
No.
It's the same everything. It's just I'm shooting from roughly 40 degrees or whatever
You guys
over there
asked
this time.
about the
It's still
angle.
because
We're getting an
if
answer.
we're testing a new angle, we want it to be at the highest level that, you know, they said that this is good for. So,
And for some creative imaging,
yeah.
got a phantom like 20 feet in the air.
Wow.
Go for it. All right.
All right, let's see what happened to Rufus and Doofus.
Interesting.
Oh, look at his shoulder. I think the bullet went through him.
Really? Oh,
Oh, shit.
for sure did.
I think because of the angle, it didn't spend much time
Deflected.
with the bullet in there and it skipped it back out.
Yeah.
Doofus is fine.
Doofus is all right.
Ricocheted it. It was fragments. It shattered the bullet and the fragments went flying. You can see the impact. It actually penetrated the throat. One of the fragments actually impacts and penetrates the throat. Holy shit.
Cool.
And then
Let's
just
look at the top
spraying them
angle.
with glass.
Oh, yeah. Tore him up real good.
Ooh, yeah, there it is. 2 of them went through
Oh
the
yeah,
clavicle.
look, it's still coming out this
Oh,
way.
yeah.
So it just splits the energy between the normal perpendicular and the reflected
Yeah.
angle. The ballistic shock effect itself isn't as strong. It's just, it's gonna kick your bullet back out completely.
Yeah, another example of don't hug the wall.
Yes.
Stay off
Which
the
we need
wall.
to re-explore bullet deflections too. We've only done regular ammo. We need to revisit it with like hard, like steel core ammo, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching that episode. Hope you learned something. First time I've ever seen armor that quite literally fights back.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ballistic Glass.
Yeah.
They are the people that make these really cool products. From what I understand, the best applications for these is, you know, government buildings, offices, banks,
Yep.
schools.
Yep.
Unfortunate that we need those kinds of things in schools. Their hope is to help people protect their buildings, protect themselves a lot more actively.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to do a great job at that.
And of course,
Yeah.
big shout out to Ballistic Dummy Labs. If you are doing any of these types of experiments, definitely go check out Ballistic Dummy Labs. They just have the best analogs that help us.
Tell them we sent you. Might give you a discount. You never know.
You might get a little discount, you never know. And speaking of things to check out, there will also be a link to sdi.edu if you want to get your start in firearms or gunsmithing, all the way up to an Associate of Science in Firearm Technologies.
Those of you that stick around to the end of the video, obviously appreciate it. We've got Pepperbox for all the behind the scenes extended cuts. We have a new series over there. It's called the Ballistic Breakdown, which is basically Adam and I breaking down our favorite movie scenes that have, you know, slow motion gunshots or explosions or military tactics, but also reviewing some of our oldest episodes. Because as awkward and cringy as some of them are, there's a lot of cool things in them still. All right, thanks for watching.
I'm going to lunch.
See you in the next one. Oh.
Wow, that was cool as hell. That was awesome to see. And honestly, it's a really good proof of concept. I gotta say, that is a really solid proof of concept that this would actually be good for government buildings, banks, and schools. And yeah, the way it worked was fascinating. It was.